About a year ago, and I recognize some faces. And first of all, I want to thank you for having us here. I'm going to introduce Ori in a little bit. But before we start, I want to give you just an update. The young lady in the car, standing by the car with her 2 children, she's getting ready to graduate from a certificate program in college at Santa Ana College and get her certificate, which is going to allow her to go ahead and pursue a career job in the field of computers and all of that. So what you did with that car allowed her to get off the bus, allowed her to have her children in child care, allowed her to be in school in time, and it made a difference. It made a huge difference. And so please, I want to thank all of you for that, because it would have been exceptionally hard. She was on the bus 2 to 3 to 4 hours a day going to and coming back from school. So the difference you made was enormous. So thank you from the bottom of my heart and the bottom of her heart. Thank you very much. And I'd like to give you an applause. Today is a special day because once again, Angel's Joy is stepping forward, and we have a very needy program. You know, I've been working with children and young adults in the life, in other words, who have been sex trafficked for roughly 25 years. And I've had to put girls, young ladies in hotels many times. And who has the flyer? How many of you have the flyer?
They don't have it. They're actually enough exemplaires.
Right. If someone, can we get someone maybe to hand them out? Would that be okay? There's a letter on this flyer from a young lady who we had in a hotel. And it sounds funny putting a girl in a hotel, but that's the place they need to be in the beginning. You know, we don't have apartments that we can just have whenever a girl is rescued. And we don't have apartments where we need to have staff. A hotel, we pick selected hotels that are away from where children and young adults are sex trafficked, and we get them there and they're safe. Then we give them the medical care they need. We give them the emotional care they need. We get them new clothes. We get them food. We get them everything they need. Excuse me, so I'll talk louder. Get that off me. So what this does, it allows us to take a child or a young adult from a pimp or from a trafficker and put them in a safe place. It allows volunteers to be with these young women, to keep them safe emotionally. It allows us to let them heal. It allows us to get them medical care, food, shelter, everything they need. And without the funding for this program, I mean, I've had many times where I have a young lady who wants to step away from this, and I have nowhere to put her. There may be a program in a week or 2 I can get her in, but tonight I have nowhere to put her. And that's what the funding for tonight is. Angel Joy is stepping up and saying, we're going to raise money, so when you need to put a young lady in a hotel, we'll be able to help you with that. The average cost for the first week's around $800, $850. The hotel itself is $450, or $455 actually, for a week. Food, clothes, all the things I mentioned, and it's just something that needs to be done. And so I want to thank you all. If you're going to contribute, or you're thinking about contributing, every penny is going to go directly to the next child or young adult we pull away and keep safe. And then we get them in programs. The young lady in the picture is a great example. The young lady who wrote the note to you is another example. They're safe, they can breathe, and then they can start moving forward and change their life. Without the funding from tonight, we can't do that. You don't want to hear me talk a whole bunch, trust me. There's a young lady here who's an advocate for all the children and adults who are still out on the streets. She was trafficked as a young child, and she's just this amazing young woman who is so brave. And I would like to introduce you to Ori Freeman, an advocate for all the children that are being trafficked right now. So here's Ori. Put that way over.